everyone, I am James. Welcome to my channel, Jimmy Ren Reacts. We are back with Season 2 of Downton Abbey. I've enjoyed Season 1 so much, and we ended on not a cliffhanger, but the precipice of war. It is World War I. Well, what we now know as World War I, it's the Great War. Obviously, they didn't know that there was going to be another World War. I'm assuming since it ended on that note, it's going to play a part in the backdrop of the story. I want to also know what happens to Mary and Matthew. I don't think that's going away, I suspect. I want to know what's going on with Thomas and what he's doing in regards to the war. I want to know what's going on with O'Brien, and I also want to see Mr. Bates and Anna, if they're gonna actually start a romance. I didn't expect that one. Of course, everyone else. Let's jump right into it. If you've been here, thank you so much for your support. If you like this kind of video, if you like this kind of content, please give me a like or subscribe. It would really help me out. Or you can go watch a full-length watch-along video on my Patreon. The link is in the description. And with that, let's get into it. Oh, wow. No intro music. Right into war. Oh, wow. Who is this? Psalm 1916 already? I guess it is 1916. Oh, wow. Oh my god.
Every wounded man taken down the line before it starts to get dark. We've bloody well lost enough of them for one day.
It's Matthew.
When did this arrive? Sir. I've got a few days' leave coming to me.
What will you do with them, sir?
London first. Naturally, there's a girl I want to see while I'm there.
So I should hope, sir.
When I think of my life at Downton, it seems like another world.
Oh my gosh. Is he talking about Mary? I mean, she's not in London, is she? Who's Matthew want to see? Forgive me, I'm getting over a cough, so I'll be taking long sips of hot tea. Oh, wow.
I do know how to run a house.
Is that the new housemaid that took Gwen's place?
It goes under the epaulette.
Sorry, my lord. If I'd known, I'd have asked Mr. Bates about it before he left for London. Does being Lord Lieutenant mean you're back in the army?
Not exactly, but no. I'm not back in the army. It appears they don't want me.
Really? I mean, he's a veteran. There's O'Brien. Oh, there's the goodest dog in the world. Oh.
I don't suppose there's any news of Bates. We expect him back any day, my lord. He wrote to Anna that they had the funeral last Monday.
Huh. Whose funeral?
General Robertson's invited me to be colonel of the North Riding Volunteers.
How can that be? You were told you weren't wanted for active service.
What's up?
Sybil, are you all right?
What's that letter?
Sybil, darling. Excuse me.
Uh-oh. What happened? Oh.
I do think I'm getting better, don't you?
She's driving.
If you could just get the clutch right down to the floor.
But I am.
You'll be putting me out of a job.
He's still around. He didn't get fired.
Even Thomas is at the front in the medical corps.
That'll have come as a nasty shock.
Oh, you can make fun of him, Mrs. Patmore, but he's fighting for his king and country, and I'm not.
Kind of you to let us have it here. They'll enjoy it so much more.
Okay.
You don't mind my taking over the flowers, do you?
Well, what else have you planned for tonight's revels?
Anything we can think of that will raise money.
It's a benefit, right?
Ethel, are you settling in?
I was head housemaid in my last position.
You were senior housemaid out of 2 in a much smaller house. I thought Mr. Bates would have been back by now, or he could have stood guard.
Who is this Mr. Bates?
His lordship's valet. He's been in London because his mother died.
Oh.
As if you were king.
Do they? That's nice to hear.
Wow, it's hectic. It's a hectic household.
He's got enough on his hands. Getting the uniforms out of mothballs.
You have to ease up a bit, or you'll give yourself a heart attack. Things cannot be the same when there's a war on.
Keeping up standards is the only way to show the Germans that they will not beat us in the end.
Well, we thought we'd come in here for a little talk.
Oh, well, I'm sure we won't be disturbed.
What are they going to discuss?
I've had a letter from Matthew.
But I'm glad he's all right. I miss him.
You must know he's been down here a few times since the war started.
Is he still determined to go back to Manchester when it's all over?
He writes that he's engaged to be married to a Miss Lavinia Swire.
Oh, Matthew, when did you have time to do this?
I suppose we all knew it would happen one day.
Apparently they met when he was in England last time. Anyway, he's been in London on leave and now he's bringing her here to meet me. We'd all hoped that he and Mary would sort things out between them, but if that's not to be, then shouldn't we try to get back to normal?
Either way, I would like to see him and I want to wish him luck.
The trouble is Mary's back from London today as well. She gets in at 5 o'clock.
Isabel's right. We must use this engagement as a new beginning. You bring our Lieutenant Crawley to the concert and stay for dinner afterwards.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Is she for real, though? Seems like a distraction.
Sybil, my dear, what's the matter?
Man, why is she crying? Sybil, what's going on?
Tom Bellisis has been killed. I remember him at Imogen's ball. He made me laugh out loud just as her uncle was giving a speech. It feels as if all the men I ever danced with are dead. Don't feel so useless. I want to do a real job. Real work.
If you're serious, what about being an auxiliary nurse? There's a training college in York. I know I could get you onto a course. It may be something of a rough awakening. Are you ready for that? Why don't you ask Mrs. Patmore if she could give you 1 or 2 basic tips? When you get to York, it might be useful to know a little more than nothing.
I want to use her as a maid of all work at the hospital. Doesn't seem quite right somehow to take advantage.
No, it does not.
Oh, Brian.
And Lady Sybil's been nurtured so very gently. And what types would she be working with? Still, you'll know what's best to do.
Oh, Brian, I hate you still. Ah, gosh, why are you stirring the pot all the time?
Upstairs dinner, crêpes Suzette.
I've always wanted to try those. Could you save me some?
Save you some crêpes Suzette.
If you don't mind.
Would you like to sleep in her ladyship's bedroom while you're at it?
I'm just saying.
And I'll just say if you don't look out.
Oh, Ethel, you need to wake up, or are you just messing with everyone?
I don't see why. I want the best and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
And you think we don't?
I think it's hard to change at your age.
Ethel, oh. Wow, her and O'Brien are gonna...
Dr. Clarkson needs free labour. I prefer him not to find it in my nursery.
You can't pretend it's not respectable.
She'll have to witness unimaginable horrors when she's an innocent.
For once, I agree with Cousin Isabel. Sybil must be allowed to do her bit like everyone else.
Mosley.
What about you, Mosley? Are you ready for the call if it comes?
I had a letter from the War Office to say I'm not suitable for service.
As you can imagine, Mosley's father is beside himself with joy.
God moves in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform.
Huh. What's that supposed to mean? There's a train. Is this Bates? Yep. Bates is always coming on the train. There's Lady Mary.
No one told me you were on this train.
They didn't know, m'lady.
We'll give you a lift to the house.
That is beautiful. Look at that picturesque scenery. Did they improve the camera work and the cinematography for this season? I don't know. It looks so beautiful.
Why didn't you say you were coming?
I didn't know till today.
It's like, hey, I didn't know you were coming. You gotta pay attention to the looks.
I only need the basics. How to boil an egg, how to make tea.
Do you know how to make tea?
Not really.
Oh, don't laugh at her.
When I start my course, I don't want to be a joke. Will you help me? Of course we will, won't we?
If you say so.
Start with the real basics, Sybil. Wow. Okay, every chair is perfect.
When can I talk to you?
After the concert, outside in the courtyard. There's bound to be a gap before they start dinner.
Are they together now? Are they like an item?
I've had a letter from my dad. He won't change his mind. If I enlist and anything happens, he'll never get over it.
He loves you.
He may love me, but he doesn't own me.
He really wants to go. I mean, I don't blame him. Everyone else is.
I'd forgotten about this nightmare concert. Why didn't you warn me? I'd have come back tomorrow.
But you'd have missed Matthew.
Papa and I thought it would be a good time to mend our fences. He's coming tonight with Isabel.
And his fiancée.
What?
Edith.
Oh, man.
He's engaged. He's brought her to Downton to meet his mother.
Well, how marvellous.
Not really.
We're not going to marry, but I don't want him to spend the rest of his life in a cave.
Please try to be happy for him.
Of course I'm happy. Good luck to him.
She's not happy.
Anyway, there's someone I want you all to meet. Have you ever come across Richard Carlyle?
But how old is he?
Old enough not to ask stupid questions.
But I'm sure Papa would be happy to have Sir Richard come and stay.
Are you?
I'll be down in a minute.
Anna heard all that. I like how Anna just stays super quiet.
Are you all right, milady?
Oh, Anna.
She knows what's up. Anna knows what's up. I want to see who this fiance is. Oh, is that her? Wow, look at you, Matthew.
My dear fellow, welcome back. It's so very good to see you.
Oh, there's Mary.
How did you Lord Grantham?
How do you do, miss?
Lavinia Swire.
That's Mary's replacement. Well, I suppose looks aren't everything.
I think she seems rather sweet.
You should go say hi. Oh.
Now, please come.
He didn't even, like, nod or anything.
Hello, Miss Swire. I'm Mary Crawley.
Of course you are. I mean, I've been longing to meet you because I've heard so much about you from Matthew. That is...
Nice things, I hope.
What else would she hear from me? Please.
It's been such a long time. Who knows what you think of me now?
How long has it been?
I'm very glad to see you looking so well.
Wow, this must be so awkward.
She refused him when she thought he'd have nothing, and when he was here again, she wanted him back.
I thought caution was a virtue.
Caution may be, self-interest is not. Perhaps Miss Swire is a gentler person.
I like to see things done properly, Mrs. Hughes, and I won't apologise for that.
Wow. I'm with Mrs. Hughes. Mr. Carson is pretty biased.
What is it?
A white feather, of course. Coward.
What?
This at once. This is neither the time nor the place.
These people should be aware that there are cowards among them.
Will you please leave? You are the cowards here, not they.
Wow. Because they didn't go to war? That's embarrassing. Oh, William must be so embarrassed.
I'm in a uniform.
Wrong kind.
That was horrid, William. I hope you won't let it upset you.
No, your ladyship.
Why are these women so unkind?
When heroes are giving their lives every day, it's hard to watch healthy young men do nothing.
Oh.
By the way, Sybil, very good news. They do have a vacancy.
May I ask what this is about?
I want to work at the hospital.
We don't have to talk about it now.
She just turned up at my mother's house. Not long before she died.
What does it mean?
I think it means, at long last, I'm able to get a divorce.
Okay.
Is this a proposal?
If that's what you want to call it. And you might start calling me John.
Oh.
I've spoken to his lordship and he will find a cottage for us near the house.
You told him you want to marry me?
I did.
Before you spoke to me. I'd give you a smack if I didn't want to kiss you so much I could burst.
Oh. Wow. What the heck? Oh, I'm so happy for them. That's great.
Daddy's a solicitor, like Matthew.
My. You're very well placed if you're ever in trouble with the law.
Did I tell you I've been given a colonelcy in the North Riding Volunteers? So I'm properly in the army again.
Congratulations. You won't go with them, will you? When they're called to the front.
I hope not.
You can't, man.
What's it been like?
What's it been like? War.
I just can't talk about it.
How can you?
What do you think?
What a crazy place to be after being in battle for so long.
You don't mind my bringing Lavinia?
On the contrary, I'm glad. Glad to see you happy.
Mary, I think you're just trying to compensate for your sadness.
Ethel, I have a message for you from her ladyship. She's very pleased with the way you've begun and she wants to thank you.
Now?
Uh-oh.
Yes, now. She's asked for you. How much longer are you going to keep her waiting?
Is this a setup? Oh no.
Beg pardon, my lady, for keeping you waiting.
What?
I'm ever so grateful for your appreciation, and I want you to know that it's a privilege.
Oh. Eesh. How embarrassing.
Her ladyship sent for me.
And who gave you this message?
Miss O'Brien. She said I wasn't to keep her ladyship waiting.
You may go back downstairs now. Thank you, Ethel.
Oh, they all know what happened. They played a joke on her. Oh, that's embarrassing.
How long are you staying in the village?
Just tomorrow. I take the 6 o'clock train on Thursday. Wherever I'm going. I'm so pleased that we're friends again.
Wow.
Understand why it was funny to make me look a fool. You weren't even there to enjoy it.
Oh, don't worry. We enjoyed it all right from down here.
So, Brian, her ladyship has asked me to take the incident no further. Did I see Lady Sybil in the kitchen yesterday?
She says she's going to train to be a nurse, so she needs to know how to cook and clean and everything.
Has she told her ladyship about this?
It's supposed to be a surprise.
Why shouldn't she learn how to cook and scrub? She may need it when the war's over. Things are changing. For her lot and us. I take it they ate all the pancakes last night then?
They did.
Ugh. This new girl is like kind of insufferable too. Wow.
I can't get there more than twice a week at the most. Oh, should he be doing that?
Why not?
I only met with his condition, his lungs. Old Lady Grantham told me he's had a lot of trouble with his lungs.
And why did she tell you that particularly?
She wanted me to write to the War Office. She was anxious to spare him the humiliation of being refused on medical grounds.
And who else did she wish you to take under your protection?
William Mason, the footman at the big house.
Oh my god.
She wanted to spare him the physical examination.
So she's the one that is behind it?
No, my lady, I would go so far as to say there is no food on the earth that is supposed to look like that.
Uh-oh. Having trouble. Help her out, Daisy.
Tell you what, chuck it out and we'll start again.
You'll get it. You'll get it, Sybil.
I've got an idea that a bit later on, if we want to
start a family.
I thought when the time is right, we might sell. We could buy a small hotel, just a little one, maybe near here. Then we could work together and have the children with us. What is it?
What a dream.
In my whole life, I never thought I could be as happy as I am at this moment.
Oh, I feel so happy for them. Oh, Ethel. Don't interrupt. This girl, she's something else. Matthew doesn't seem happy. There's Mary. Is she there to see him off?
I haven't come to undo your good work of the other night.
You must have been up before the servants.
I wanted to give you this. It's my lucky charm, so you must promise to bring it back without a scratch.
Won't you need it?
Not as much as you, so look after it, please.
Oh, Mary.
Just come back safe and sound.
Still in love with him.
Have a happy time yesterday?
Mary, if I don't come back, if I don't, then do remember how very glad I am that we made up when we had the chance. You send me off to war a happy man. Will you do something for me? Will you look after Mother if anything happens?
Of course we will. But it won't.
And Lavinia? She's young and she'll find someone else. I hope she does anyway. But until she does.
Goodbye then.
Mary, you're still in love with him. It's pretty obvious, right?
God bless you.
I'm not sure about Matthew, though. Maybe he is, but he's trying his best to move on. I don't know. But, I mean, there's still a connection there. I feel like they're gonna get back together. I keep saying that, but they can't move on. They haven't moved on. Look at the look on his face and her face. They haven't moved on. Appearance of moving on, but not really. Mary's totally lost it.
Very much part of the story, I can assure you.
How do you know?
Well, you see, I worked for Lady Flint.
Ethel, I hope you've offered our visitor some tea.
Wait, who's this?
We do not discuss the business of this house with strangers.
But she's not a stranger. She's Mr. Bates' wife. Has anyone told him she's here?
Oh my. There she is. That's Vera?
Anna.
I am.
You're the one who went to call on my late lamented mother-in-law.
Yes, I did.
I know you did.
Oh, how awkward.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Vera.
I've been having a nice time here with Ethel and Miss Smith.
Mr. Bates, Ethel told me about your visitor, so I've had the tea put in my sitting room. I thought you might take Mrs. Bates in there.
I'm beginning to understand why my Batesy's got so spoiled.
Uh-oh. She seems like trouble. Like a lot of trouble.
Lady Sybil has spent the last 2 days in the kitchen.
What?
She asked Mrs. Patmore for some cooking lessons.
I know it's ready.
Go on, you don't want to spoil it.
It seems she's made a cake for your ladyship as a surprise. I wonder if the whole exercise is entirely appropriate. I'm not comfortable with this, my lady. Not comfortable at all.
I was worried about Lady Sybil, but I'm not worried anymore.
Look at her. She looks so happy. Sybil looks so happy.
And I'm very grateful to you. And Carson, the cake will be a surprise whether you approve or not, so please don't give me away.
Oh, I'm glad that she's supportive now.
Sit down.
I don't want to sit down.
Sit yourself.
Wow. They're icy.
Look, I'm not saying it's all your fault for how things were between us. So why hold on?
Because I tried it on my own and I don't like it. You've got money now. We'd be comfortable.
Oh, boy.
What makes you think that I would allow that to happen?
Went to prison for me once. You see, if you don't come back to me, I'm going to the newspapers with a cracking story, and I'd like to bet the Granthams won't survive it.
Oh?
By Lady Mary Crawley and the Turkish diplomat. They thought I'd know, you see, being your wife.
I hope you told them you knew nothing about it.
As if.
Oh, God.
Because you see, I heard that Lady Mary needed her maid to help her carry him, and yes, your precious Anna's going to figure in the story too. Not to worry too much. It's not a criminal offense, is it? Just a social.
You bitch.
But then you must excuse me while I run into town and have it photographed.
Oh, wow. What a horrible person.
What do you want from me?
Firstly, hand in your notice, and then tomorrow we head back to London. Stay in your mother's house for the time being till we get ourselves sorted. Future plans may be. They will involve you.
Oh, God. Anna's overhearing. Ooh. Mrs. Hughes heard everything.
First came here, I fought to keep you. Everyone was against me, everyone, from her ladyship to Carson. After all that we've been through together, Bates and I owe him my loyalty.
I appreciate that, my lord, but...
But what?
Man, he's angry.
I've had my say, it's your life. But you've disappointed me, Bates. I cannot remember being more disappointed in any man.
Oh, God.
You say my life is over and your wife will collect you first thing and that's it. Have you mentioned this to anyone else?
Only Mr. Carson and Mrs. Hughes.
I know you've not told me the real reason.
You're wrong.
I know you. You're doing something gallant here, making a sacrifice for my honour, but I don't want you to. I don't care. Don't you understand?
I don't care what people say. If she's threatening to ruin me, then let her. It's nothing to me. The only ruin that I recognise is to be without you.
Forget me and be happy, please.
Not ever.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
And you must. I am nothing.
Oh. She broke her heart. Her heart is broken.
I thought everyone had gone up. I'm just looking for that magazine Ethel were reading. I hate to see you like this.
Even though I'm a dirty coward.
You're not to me.
But why don't I enlist? I could.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one wants to go to war. Oh, I wish you'd cheer up. Please.
What the? Daisy.
Does this mean you'll be my girl, Daisy? Because if you were my girl, I know I could tackle anything.
Whoa. That's sweet. Everyone's hooking up in this episode. What the heck? Or, well, not Bates and Nana anymore. Okay, back on the front lines.
I've been shelling the trench since we got here.
Anybody heard?
Rankin's dead.
Oh, wow. Man, don't forget your lucky charm.
All right, on me, sir.
Oh man, I'm so tense right now because it's a battle and the war. I didn't know this is gonna be like a series about war. It's literally there are battle scenes going on right now. Wow.
Thomas? It is Thomas, isn't it?
Corporal Barrow. Now, Mr. Crawley. You'll never guess where I've just been.
Thomas. Wow. I knew she was trouble the moment she showed up. Oh, what an awful, awful person.
Make sure Lady Sybil Pex thinks she can get in and out of without a maid.
We'll miss you. Don't be silly. It's only 2 months. I'll come home if I can.
Why don't I drive you?
She's taking enough chance with her life as it is. Goodbye, Sybil. And good luck with it all.
Thank you for being such a sport.
It's a big step you're taking, dear.
Yeah.
War deals out strange tasks.
Good for you, Sybil.
First of you to leave the nest.
Oh. Her mom's proud.
I'm so glad we've settled everything with Cousin Matthew. Aren't you, Mary?
Please stop treading on eggshells. I've other fish to fry.
Uh-huh. She keeps putting up those appearances of being unbothered, but she's bothered to the core. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at her. She's crying. Her mom's really proud of her. I think that's great.
It would be a terrible thing if poor old Mr. Molesley's son were killed. William's father would be left on his own if anything happened to the boy.
You can't interfere like that.
That's not the point.
Do you want Molesley to die?
Of course I don't.
Well,
high and low, rich and poor, there can be no special cases, because every man at the front is a special case to someone.
Mrs. Crawley is right. I understand your motives, Lady Grantham, and I do not criticise them. But I shall write to the Ministry at once, correcting the misinformation.
You won't be called up at once. Not while there are younger men to be taken.
But they'll get you in the end, Molesley.
Oh. It's not your decision to make.
Has she gone?
She has. We've lost Mr. Bates and Lady Sybil in one day.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
When Mr. Bates first came to this house, I thought he could never do the work, but now I can't imagine the place without him. Did you see this coming? Because I didn't.
I have a confession. I let them have their tea in my sitting room.
That was nice of you.
It was quite nice, but I had my reasons.
Mrs. Hughes, you know what's up.
On the wall, which means you can hear what's being said in the room.
Now, if I was a gentleman, I wouldn't want to know.
But
you're not.
Fortunately.
What's up? Spill the tea. Oh man, please. Mrs. Hughes, Mr. Carson, you gotta do something to help Mr. Bates. Ugh, what an awful situation. But to be fair, Mr. Bates is still a married man.
Branson.
I know I shouldn't say it, but I can't keep it in any longer.
I wish you would.
I've told myself and told myself you're too far above me. But things are changing. When the war is over, the world won't be the same place as it was when it started. And I'll make something of myself, I promise.
I know you will.
Then bet on me. And if your family cast you off, it won't be forever. They'll come around.
What the heck?
I promise to devote every waking minute to your happiness.
Branson.
I'm terribly flattered.
Don't say that.
Why not?
Because flattered is a word posh people use when they're getting ready to say no.
Yes.
It's cost me all I've got to say these things.
Yeah, he kind of put himself out there. Wow. Sybil.
Right. I'll hand in my notice and I won't be there when you get back.
No, don't do that.
No.
I must. They won't let me stay when they've heard what I said.
They won't hear. Not from me.
Wow. People are hooking up left and right.
Bloody hell! There must be more to life than this!
Oh, gosh.
You're right, Corporal.
I think so. Yeah, more or less.
Is this what you wanted, Thomas? Oh, wow.
Medical corps. Not much danger there. How wrong can one man be?
Yeah. You're right in the front lines.
I think it comes down to luck. If a bullet's got your name on it, there's nothing you can do. If not, then thank God you were lucky.
Oh. Jesus. Thomas, this is gonna change you forever.
Mr. Molesley, what are you doing here?
How can I help? It's just I was wondering whether you'd written that letter.
He doesn't want to go.
I'm sorry you were involved in all that. I should have checked with you first before I interfered.
Well, that's just it. You see, I think if you had checked with me, you'd have found exactly what Lady Grantham described. I've noticed it's getting worse. Won't it just make extra work for them to have to fail me all over again?
Very well. I shall correct my statement as regards William, but make no mention of you.
Thank you, Doctor.
I hope you will help the war effort in other ways.
The doctor has lost a little respect for him.
When might the regiment be wanted, sir? The talk at dinner suggested it would be soon.
Well, I'm as ready now as I'll ever be.
For what?
To go to France with the regiment.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm their colonel, of course. But there must be some use for me over there.
My dear fellow, we're not as heartless as that. The position's only an honorary one. Nobody expects you to go to war.
I see.
We old codgers have our work cut out for us, keeping spirits high at home.
He really wanted to go. He really thought he was going to go.
All right in the end. I'm afraid we have to admit she knows what she wants.
Shut up, O'Brien.
Don't suppose the war will leave any of us alone by the time it's done.
Of course, if Bates hadn't been so bloody selfish, he would have let us plan for his departure properly.
Uh-oh. Mr. Carson knows.
Information that I have no proper claim to.
Well, what is it?
Mr. Bates's leaving was not selfish. Quite the reverse.
Felt selfish to me.
Mr. Bates left because, had he not done so, his wife was planning to engulf this house in scandal.
Scandal? What scandal?
The price of her silence was her husband's return.
You are saying that Bates fell on his sword to protect the reputation of my family.
Yep. What are you doing? Is that you, Ethel?
Ethel? What are you doing?
Because you were too busy. She said you usually did it, but could I manage it tonight?
And she, I take it, would be Miss O'Brien. Go to bed, Ethel.
Oh, just pranking Ethel left and right. Come on, Ethel, you gotta get her back.
Today has shown me I am not only a worthless man, but also a bad-tempered and ungrateful.
Oh, poor Mr. Bates. Ethel.
Not you too.
Everyone's crying. And, helping everyone else.
Perhaps if you stop going on about all the marvellous things you're going to do when you leave service.
But you've got to have dreams. Don't you have any dreams?
Of course I do.
Of course, she has dreams.
It's just that I know now they won't be coming true.
You can cry together. This is sad. She is praying. Praying for Matthew.
I don't pretend to have much credit with you. I'm not even sure that you're there. But if you are,
Matthew.
I beg you to keep him safe.
That's sweet. She's praying for him. Oh, is he gonna get hurt? This set is amazing.
Would you like some, sir?
We've got condensed milk and sugar.
I won't ask how you managed that. Go on, sir.
Tea? Sounds good.
You sure you can spare it? Gladly. If we could talk about the old days and forget about all this for a minute or two.
Seems like heaven compared to this.
You ever hear from anyone?
Oh, yes, Miss O'Brien keeps me informed. Do you think I could ever get a transfer back to the hospital, seeing as it's war work?
Well, you'd have to be sent home from the front first. And then you might have to pull a few strings.
Thank you for that. Thank you very much. What would my mother say? Me entertaining the future Earl of Grantham for tea.
War has a way of distinguishing between the things that matter and the things that don't.
Yes, I imagine that to be very true. Thomas, are you the same person or have you changed? Seems like he doesn't want to be here anymore. I mean, who would though? This is a crazy place to be. What's going on, Thomas? Why are you breathing like that? PTSD? Something wrong with you? He wanted to get hurt, so he gets shot and sent back.
Thank you for my deliverance.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thomas, I don't know if you've changed that much. I mean, but I don't blame you. Wow. Okay, that was episode 1 of season 2. Wow, it was a little bit longer episode, but it went by so quickly. I can't believe all the things that have happened. First of all, I really didn't expect Downton Abbey to be a series about war. It looks like a scene straight out of the movie 1917. Wow. Cinematography, I feel like they stepped it up a notch. It was beautiful in the first season, but not just the scenes of Downton Abbey, but the war scenes. I can't believe all of the makeup, the special effects, practical effects, everything that goes into making a war scene. It's incredible. The sets. Also, I can't believe how many people are hooking up left and right, even though it doesn't seem to be going well for Anna and Mr. Bates. I mean, Sybil, well, they didn't really hook up, but there's something stirring there. There's drama with Matthew and his fiance, Mary, and this other new guy. Just movement in the house. It was an amazing episode. I really enjoyed it and just getting caught up. It was a lot of like catching up on what's been going on, the state of the house. There's new characters. The new housemaid, Ethel, she is a complex character. I think she's gonna play a big role in this season, I think. My guess is, even though I disliked Ethel in the beginning, I think she's a great character to add to this season. It seems like so far. It's only 1 episode in. I don't really know. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, if you like this content, please give me a like or subscribe. It would really help me out. Or you can watch the full length watch along on my Patreon. The link is in the description. And with that, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now. Hello everyone, I am James. Welcome to my channel, Jimmy Wren Reacts. Today we're going to continue with Downton Abbey Season 2. We're on episode 2. The first episode was great. I loved it. It was incredible to see how much stuff they packed into that one episode. We ended with Thomas getting his hand shot. He's trying to get sent back home, I think. So we'll see what happens there, along with all of the budding relationships. Some are not budding so well. Can't wait to see how things pan out. If you've been here with me, thank you so much for your support. If you like this video, if you like this content, please give me a like or subscribe. It really helped me out. Or you can go watch the full-length watch-along versions on my Patreon. The link is in the description. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Can't believe we're into season 2 already. This show is not holding back with the drama, is it? I love this music. I'm glad they stuck with it. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. April 1917. Wow, they've jumped ahead.
That's for you, William.
William's still here.
I don't think you should be here.
What? Oh, for heaven's sake, man, if something's wrong, put it right.
That's his new valet.
I don't mean to snap.
Nothing to worry about, my lord.
You've been in the trenches. I have not. I've no right to criticize.
I'm not a soldier now.
You've been invalided out. That is perfectly honorable.
Is it?
He's been invalided out. Did he get injured or?
My papers, they've come. I've been called up.
What does it mean?
I'm to report for my medical. I go to Richmond for training.
And then you go to war?
Daisy, I wonder, would you give me a picture to take with me?
I haven't got one.
Well, then have one taken. On your afternoon off, please.
Poor William.
Ideally, he'd love to be transferred there to work.
He won't be sent back to the front?
Not with his hand the way it is.
It's such a pity he isn't under Dr. Clarkson.
I was sure you'd have a good idea of what to do for the best.
O'Brien, I think she's manipulating her again.
As you talk, General Sir Herbert Strutt has asked for my transfer to be his ADC. It'll mean a couple of months at home and a promotion to captain. I can't object to that.
Wow, Matthew's becoming a war hero.
A few days before the medical.
I mean, they're all heroes, but he's rising in the ranks.
We must manage with no footman at all from next Wednesday. It'll be no different if we start now.
We wish you every good fortune, don't we, darling?
We certainly do. Good luck, William.
Thank you, my lord.
So, both my footmen have gone to the war while I cut ribbons and make speeches.
Yeah.
By God, I envy them, though.
Yes, I was gonna say, he envies them.
Their self-respect, and I envy their ability to sleep at night.
He really wants to go out there. I don't know if it's a good idea, though. People are dying.
I was wondering if Anna was anywhere around.
I could find her if you like.
No.
Anna?
This. We were talking about it the other day, and I came across a copy in Ripon.
He's after Anna now, huh?
Elizabeth and her German garden. Whatever's that about?
It's about an invitation to talk some more, that's what.
I'd love to help, but it's not within my power to hook men from hither and thither as I please.
That's not at all what I was asking.
Forgive me, but I thought you were saying that you wanted Corporal Barrow to come and work here when he's fully recovered.
I think it a credit to him that he wants to continue to serve in this way.
It's not for me to decide what happens next.
Oh, but she put the idea in his head.
Mr. Carson, are you quite well?
Oh, leave me alone.
Careful, Mr. Carson. You're about to, like, blow a vein in your head. Uh-oh.
Perfectly all right, Your Ladyship, thank you.
I was going to ask Richard Carlyle about then, for Saturday to Monday.
You be careful, Mary.
Uh-oh.
I mustn't think you're after him.
Isn't that the truth?
The truth is neither here nor there. It's the look of the thing that matters.
I saw Mrs. Drake when I went into the village. The wife of John Drake, who has Longfield Farm. Apparently, their final able-bodied farmhand has been called up. They need a man to drive the tractor.
She wants to drive it.
So I told her I could do it.
What?
I said I could drive the tractor.
Edith, you are a lady, not Toad of Toad Hall.
That's gonna be great. Alright, Edith, go for it. I want to drive a tractor. Oh, look at that.
Well, can you do that?
Absolutely. Can you hitch up the plough or whatever it is I'm dragging?
Well, I'd better get you something to wear then.
I had a letter yesterday. It's my sister's boy. He's with the Lancashire Fusiliers. Missing, presumed dead, they call it.
Oh, no.
Well, that's just it. They can't find out how it happened, why it happened, whether we can be sure it did happen or he isn't lying prisoner somewhere.
He's just missing.
Oh, well, I don't like to bother him.
Why not? He's got broad shoulders.
That's ever so fine, Mr. Lang. However can you make those big hands do such delicate work? I expect there's no end to the things they could manage.
Giving you a slap for a start.
Okay, what is she saying, though?
It's good. Very good. I like to see a proper skill.
My mother taught me.
She was a lady's maid like you.
As you know, Sir Richard Carlisle arrives later, and the Crawleys are coming for dinner tonight. I'd be grateful if you'd help me and play the footman.
Me? Wait at table?
Oh man. Is he nervous about that? Because his hands kind of shake and stuff.
To try. What's his name?
Archie. He was in the Lancashire Fusiliers. They think he was in northern France.
You realise the most likely outcome is that he has indeed been killed.
I understand, my lord. But we'd rather know the worst than wonder.
Oh, hello, Mr. Molesley. What are you doing here?
When you have read it, I hope we can exchange our views.
Perhaps we might bring some of the others in. We could have a sort of reading club.
Not very smooth, Mr. Molesley.
Or we could talk about it together, just we two.
Oh man, Anna doesn't want any of that. So
It's later than I thought. I must get on.
smooth. Not really, Mr. Molesley.
I wanted you to know I sent a note down to Clarkson, which should do the trick. Given that the estate shoulders the hospital costs, it did seem a little unfair if we weren't allowed a few perks.
Quite right. Thank you, darling.
Mm-hmm. See? He did get it done.
Well done, my lady.
I'm gonna see Thomas again.
Ready?
Uh-oh. Come on, damn you. Oh, nice. She pulled it. Nice.
Victor, the spoils.
Oh, look at that dog.
My father planted it. But you have to be tough with fruit trees, not let them outstay their welcome.
Farming needs a kind of toughness, doesn't it? There's room for sentiment, but not sentimentality.
Beautifully put, if I may say so, my lady. You should be a writer.
How are you getting on?
Very well, I think.
And it's not too hard for you?
Not at all.
I brought you something to eat, my lady. Though I'm afraid it's not what you're used to. Hey, it's not for you.
That sheepdog is so cute. Wow.
So it is you.
Is that Thomas? He's back.
Ethel thought I must have a soldier fancy man. So, tell me, was Dr. Clarkson thrilled to have your services?
Oh, it's Major Clarkson now, but yes. I don't know how you did it.
Oh.
God.
It's not so bad. Andy lived up to its name and got me home.
Wow. It's quite a wound.
Where's William?
Training for the army.
I thought he might have died for love of you.
Don't be nasty, not as soon as you're back.
Imagine Carson without a footman. I'm not a servant anymore. I take my orders from Major Clarkson. Who's this?
Ethel, the new maid, I told you.
When I saw you out there, I didn't realise I was dealing with an ex-footman.
I'm the one that got away.
Gives hope to us all.
Ethel's looking at Thomas a little, you know.
Where's Mr. Bates?
Gone. Replaced by Mr. Lang.
So not all the changes were bad.
Oh, jeez. The tide has shifted back to O'Brien with their bestie, Thomas. Back thick as thieves. Okay. Is this, Carlisle?
We're so pleased to have you here, Sir Richard.
Lady Grant's welcome. Thank you. And not a bit, no, I got a lot done.
Hello, Aunt Rosamond.
What in the Game of Thrones?
Lovely to see you, Rosamond.
Sir Jorah.
Really, Mama is incorrigible. But what is the point of Mama's soirees? What are they for?
Well, I'm going up for dinner tonight and I'm glad. Is that wrong? Thomas, you can cover for Nurse Crawley, can't you?
I can.
So you're back then? Safe and sound?
Yes. Major Clarkson's found me a place, and I'm grateful.
Can you give Lieutenant Courtney his pills?
Of course I can. I'd be glad to.
This must be a piece of cake for Thomas.
Mr. Lang seems a bit nervous.
Stage fright. But what about you?
Oh, I'm a trooper.
A broken heart can be as painful as a broken limb.
Oh, man.
Don't feel sorry for me, Mrs. Hughes. I'm not. I know what real love is, and there aren't many who can say that. I'm one of the lucky ones.
She's such a positive, glass half full person. Does Anna know that Mrs. Hughes really knows what happened?
Mrs. Crawley, Captain Crawley, and Miss Swire.
Ah, Isabel. Well now, still in one piece, thank God.
Do you know Sir Richard Carlyle? My cousin, Captain Crawley.
How do you do?
And his fiancée, Miss Swire.
I know Miss Swire. Her uncle and I are old friends.
Well, old acquaintances anyway.
Oh, they know each other.
What do you think Mary sees in him?
Besides the money, you mean?
It must be more than that.
For you, not necessarily for her.
How's your new appointment with the North Ridings working out?
Oh, that. It seems I won't be going to the front after all. I made a mistake.
Mary tells me you're in newspapers.
Well, I own a few. I need to keep my readership up. I leave the public spirits to government propaganda.
So now you've met Granny. I warn you, she has very strong opinions.
Oh my God, I've forgotten the sauce.
Mr. Lang's bringing the sauce and the Melba toast.
Right.
Now, Mr. Lang, are you ready?
I think so. That's always to the left and not ladies first.
Just follow Mr. Carson. Start with old Lady Grantham, then his lordship, then just go on round.
Your footman Thomas has returned to the village.
Where did you see him?
At the hospital. Seems he's working there.
I wonder how he wangled that.
Behind me.
You don't think she'd be happier with a more traditional setup?
Thank you, but I already have some.
Give that to me. Mr. Lang, get a cloak.
Uh-oh.
Carson! Carson, what's the matter?
No, Carson, it's all right.
Carson.
Edith, go with Branson and fetch Major Clarkson. I'll telephone and explain what's happened.
What about my dress?
Edith, we'll get you a coat. Come.
Sybil will know what to do until the doctor comes.
Edith.
You'll find there's never a dull moment in this house.
Lady Sybil and I will take him upstairs.
No, let me. I know what I'm doing.
I'm sure that's not necessary, my lady.
It's not my lady now, Carson.
Mr. Lang.
Nurse Crawley.
Anna and Ethel, I must trust the dinner to you. Clear and lay the hot plates. Daisy, you fetch the beef and the rest of it, and Anna, you'll have to serve the wine. Mr. Lang, you can clear up the mess.
I'll do that.
There's no need.
I don't mind.
I thank you. Mr. Lang, you better go downstairs.
Clarkson's seen him.
What
It's
happened?
definitely not a heart attack, but he does need rest.
He's working much too hard. For a start, he's just got to let the maid serve in the dining room.
Quite right. Even Carson has to make sacrifices.
Poor Lang.
God forbid the maids go into the dining room.
I don't understand it. He seemed so solid when I met him, even taciturn. Now he's a bundle of nerves.
I heard what you said to Matthew about the regiment.
Everyone else knows what a fool I made of myself. Why shouldn't he?
I don't think you're a fool. Isn't that enough?
No. Maybe it should be, but it isn't.
I can understand that, though. He wants to be proud. He wants to be able to stand in front of all the other ones who have gone and sacrificed. PTSD. PTSD.
I've seen shell shock before, you know.
Yeah.
I had a brother with it. My favourite brother as it happened. And I was his favourite too. They sent him back and he's dead now.
I'm a goner as far as they're concerned.
You shouldn't be working yet.
I must work. I don't know what to do else. I have to work.
Mr. Lang, I thought you'd gone up.
You wanted to hang up the livery before it got creased.
We can discuss the dinner another time. I'll say good night.
Is Lang making a friend with O'Brien? They have a connection here. I don't like O'Brien, but these are complex characters.
May I come in?
That's very kind of you, my lady, but do you think you should?
Lay down, Carson. Lay down.
I gather it isn't too serious.
Oh, I've been very stupid, my lady. I let myself get flustered.
You mustn't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
To spoil things for Sir Richard, knowing he was a guest of yours.
Don't be. I think he found it all quite exciting.
Will we be seeing a lot of him?
I don't know.
And Captain Crawley, is he happy with the changes, so to speak? May I give you one piece of advice, my lady? Tell him what's in your heart. If you still love him, let him know. And even if he's killed, and he may be, you won't be sorry. If you don't tell him, you could regret it all your life long.
And what about Miss Swire?
Oh, Miss Swire.
Screw her.
Could prefer Miss Swire to you.
I was just going. Carson's been boosting my confidence.
He really loves Mary as a daughter.
One thing I'd never have thought she was short of.
What about you, sir? What did you do before the war started?
Is he blind now?
And everything I'll never do again.
Oh, that sucks.
Gas blindness wearing off?
Rare cases. It doesn't help me to be lied to, you know. I'm finished.
I know you don't care about our silly rules. You're always very clear on that score.
I mean to learn how to do things properly, and I'm sure you could help me a lot. But I'm not ashamed of being what they call a self-made man. I'm proud of it. Are you shocked by my bold and modern values?
It takes a good deal more than that to shock me.
Is he really interested in her?
But Mary seems to have blotted her copybook in some way. So she needs a suitable marriage that will mend her fences.
Well, how do we know Carlyle is suitable? I mean, who is he?
Sir Richard is powerful and rich, and well on the way to a peerage. But Mary can soon smooth off the rough edges.
How can Matthew have chosen that little blonde piece?
Things cannot be as they were, and whatever you might think, Jack has your best interests at heart.
Stop, my younger brother. He means to replace me. It's what he's always wanted.
Wow. He's blind, I guess.
Well,
I'm sorry.
don't let him walk all over you. You gotta fight your corner.
You know, when you talk like that, I almost believe you.
All my life, they've pushed me around just because I'm different.
How? Why are you different?
Never mind. I don't know if you're gonna see again or not. But I do know you have to fight back.
It's a very sincere conversation with Thomas. Is he talking about his sexual orientation difference, or?
Oh, I assure you I dare a great deal more than that.
But you can't. You wouldn't.
I didn't say I would. I was merely reminding you it was in my power.
Uh-oh.
Miss Swire and I were just talking about old times.
Doesn't seem like it. I wonder what's up between them.
Let's have a rest. We've earned it. Oh, I should have gone in for a glass. I don't suppose you can drink out of a bottle, can you, my lady?
I wish you'd call me Edith. And of course I can drink from the bottle. Would you like me to teach you to drive?
Not much. Because then you wouldn't come here no more.
Huh.
That wouldn't matter to you.
Why do you say that?
He likes her.
Pretty and clever and fine. You're from a different world.
Oh my goodness.
No, just having a break.
Oh man. Edith, they're causing trouble.
That's right, sir. If you move the stick fast enough, you don't have to slacken your pace.
And check the width of the space as well as any possible obstruction.
You're making good progress.
Thanks to my saviours, sir.
We're all agreed that it's time for you to continue your treatment elsewhere. All you need is time to adjust to your condition, and the staff at Farley can help with.
But, sir, these two are helping me here.
Nurse Crawley and Corporal Barrow are not trained in specialist care.
Please, don't send me away. Not yet.
You must know that every one of our beds is needed for the injured and dying from...
I thought you may want to know what I think.
Why should I? Nurse Crawley, I may not be your social superior in a Mayfair ballroom, but in this hospital, I have the deciding voice. Please help him prepare his belongings. He leaves first thing in the morning.
Wow.
Anna and Ethel will wait at the table and
I don't want Lang allowed anywhere near it. Oh, Mr. Bates, where are you when we need you?
The world does not turn on the style of a dinner.
My world does.
Oh, man.
Miss Swire, they were in the garden when I came back from Mamma's.
I suppose they met in London.
There's more to it.
How's Carson getting on?
Oh, much better, my lady. Mrs. Hughes is having a job keeping him in bed.
He gave me some advice last night.
Oh, yes?
It was about honesty. He thinks I should say what I really feel.
I think you regret being honest less often than you regret telling lies.
Huh, that's a good point, Anna. I don't know. Honesty's not Mary's style. Oh, what's that on the ground? Blood. He killed himself? Oh, no. He didn't. He couldn't live on. Oh man, look at Thomas. He's in pieces.
Must have smuggled a razor into his bed. There was nothing to be done.
It's because we ordered him to go.
We don't know that.
Yeah, it is.
Tragedy, I don't deny it. But I cannot see what other course was open to me. We have no room for men to convalesce here, and Farley is the nearest house I can send them to.
There is a solution, and it's staring us in the face. Downton Abbey.
Would they ever allow it, or even consider it?
I think they would.
Convalesce at Downton Abbey? Wow.
You see, I want you to marry me.
She doesn't want him.
Because I think very highly of you.
Very highly.
I think we do well together. We could be a good team.
Now that sounds better. But I can't help thinking that tradition demands a little mention of love.
This doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right.
But I promise to think about it properly.
He's trying to take advantage of this opportunity with Mary. He doesn't really love Mary. He just wants more power or position or something. Climb the social ladder.
Okay, just come this way. I have to wait for you.
Do you need me to go?
Just took and go right to the other end. Right to the other end. Up the road.
Are they at Downton?
We'll make this up for you. So you could eat something during the day.
Oh, I won't have time.
Wow.
Oh, Matthew. I'm afraid I'm very busy, as you can see.
Yes, I just want to help.
That's good. Matthew, he's a great guy. I mean, in the beginning, he was resistant of all this, but he's turned out to be a really great guy.
More cool than I could have imagined, but I feel useful for the first time in my life, and that must be a good thing.
Branson is in shock.
So you wouldn't go back to your life before the war?
No. I can never go back to that again.
Sybil's been changed forever. I'm happy for her, but kind of sad. I don't know what the feeling is. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
What's going on?
For Matthew. I was, but it's not important. Tell me what it is, please.
He has to go a day early. Tomorrow morning, in fact.
Only to meet his general, surely. Not back to France.
I can't stop thinking about what I'd do if anything happened to him.
I know he'll be all right.
No, you don't. None of us do. We say that sort of thing, but we don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Lavinia's a bit upset.
She's awfully cut up that I have to go early.
Actually, it's you I came to see.
Oh? How can I help?
Mary, can you stay for luncheon?
I can't. But thank you.
Oh, she can't say it now. She was gonna come clean.
Just to say, we hope you're still coming for dinner tonight.
Certainly we are. Why wouldn't we?
Sure? It'll be your last evening.
Why? Don't you want me?
Of course I want you. Very much.
Oh. No one's honest in this show. Oh man, complicated. That is his fiance though.
Book, I'm afraid.
No, it's all about the book.
What is it then?
I understand that Mr. Bates has gone for good. I was hoping we might be able to see a little more of each other.
Mr. Mosley, I take this as a real compliment.
But
it's not going to happen.
No.
Mosley, you gotta give her time at least. She's still not over it. I mean, she's probably not interested anyway, but it's too soon anyway. I guess you gotta make your move. Can't blame him. You shot your shot, man.
Kept you too long. You better get back or they'll come looking for you.
We've done a lot, haven't we?
We have.
I feel like something's gonna happen between these two.
There'll be no need for you to come much more.
Then start inventing, please.
Because I'd hate it if you were to stay away.
So would I. I'd absolutely hate it.
Oh no. No, don't do it. Oh my god. The wife sees it.
Can't believe I've done that.
Oh my god. Edith. What are you doing?
I do have some news of your nephew.
Oh no.
But I'm afraid it's not good news.
I knew he was dead all along.
Mrs. Patmore, it's worse than that. Private Philpotts was shot for cowardice on the 17th of February. This explains why the regiment was reluctant to supply information.
He tried to go AWOL or something.
Mrs. Hughes, could you come in, please? Mrs. Patmore has had some bad news. Her nephew has been killed.
He never has.
And that's not all.
It is all, Mrs. Patmore. Your sister needs to know no more than this. We should not judge.
He's very gracious, I think.
Granny, a convalescent home is where people rest and recuperate.
But if there are relapses, what then? Amputation in the dining room? I forbid it.
I hesitate to remind you, but this is my house now. Robert's and mine, and we will make the decision.
Oh.
I see. So now I'm an outsider who need not be consulted.
Since you put it like that, yes.
Dramatic.
What was it like at the hospital today?
At the front. The men pray to be spared, of course. But if that's not to be, they pray for a bullet that kills them cleanly.
And if that's not to be, they come to the hospital.
Hey, that prayer had not been answered.
Yep.
William, I don't believe.
William.
I am your dream come true. Come and give me a kiss.
Oh, we'll have none of that.
Why won't you let a Tommy kiss his sweetheart, Mrs. Patmore, when he's off to fight the Hun?
Oh, man.
What do you think? Smile.
Look how far they've come. Oh, Miss Patmore's sad seeing that, knowing what happened to her nephew.
What a treat to see you. And how smart you look.
Oh, man. Look at Lang. He's like...
I believe in what we're fighting for, and I want to do my bit.
Then God help you.
Mr. Lang must think he's really naive. But Mr. Lang has been through a lot. He knows the price that you have to pay.
What about you? Last time you told me good news was imminent.
Would you be happy if it were?
Of course. I've found someone now. And I want you to do the same.
William's got more to say than a parliamentary candidate.
I know it's my fault, but I wish I hadn't let him think that we're like sweethearts. Because we're not by my reckoning anyway.
Oh no!
Second thoughts now, Missy. Now, you don't have to marry him when it comes to it, but you can't let him go to war with a broken heart, or he won't come back.
Daisy. That's a big mistake. But I thought she really liked him.
Do you think I should?
That's not for me to say. If you love him more than anyone in the world, then of course you should.
It's not as simple as that.
No? This is for me, but then I'm not your ladyship.
Did you love Bates more than anyone else in the world?
I did. I do. I'll never love again like I love him. Never.
Oh, Anna.
One day you'll meet someone else and you'll marry. Perhaps it'll be second best, but it doesn't mean you can't have a life.
I think it does. For me.
In a weird way, Mary can relate to Anna because she loved Matthew. And she has to settle.
Edith, this is a message for you. Mrs. Drake writes that they've decided to hire a man, so they won't be needing you anymore. Here we are. She says, she and Drake send their thanks to you for giving up so much of your valuable time. I expect it's rather a relief.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Carson, have they told you we're to be turned into a hospital?
A convalescent home.
Not dreading it exactly, but it's a brave new world we're headed for, no doubt about that.
Oh, Edith is disappointed. Wow, what an episode. Wow, the drama that's going on. There's so much going on. Wow. Alright, I've just finished episode 2 of Downton Abbey season 2. What an episode. There's so much going on. It's hard to keep track. It's kind of good to see Thomas. He seems different. And to see him crying over the death of that patient who killed himself, that was sad. Also to see Edith causing trouble. I can't believe she did that. That was not good. What are you doing, Edith? What are you doing? To see Mary, I still don't like Mary, but in a weird way, Mary can kind of relate to Anna, even though she can't tell her exactly, because she's loved someone truly, and Mary is settling if she goes with Carlisle. Anna is not settling. She's just not over it, obviously, and she said she's never gonna love again, which is a little dramatic. I feel bad for her. She got her heart broken, smashed into pieces. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. She was truly happy with Bates and the future that they were gonna have together. Are we ever gonna see Gwen? Is she gone from the show? Or I don't think we've seen her yet since the end of last season. Cool to see Carlisle, I know him from Game of Thrones, so to see him in this show is a little bit weird, but I guess it's not surprising. The other things that happened with Mosley, it was a good try, Mosley. You shot your shot, but Anna's not ready and it's a little bit too soon. There's a lot going on. I really underestimated how much the war would play a part in the backdrop and the setting of this season. To see Downton Abbey being turned into a convalescent home, that's interesting. I never thought they would go for that. War is war. War, you have to kind of do what you have to do. And to see Mrs. Crawley, she really cares. I think she's trying to do what's best and what's right. The Dowager Countess was totally against it, but it looks like it's happening. So we'll see how that plays out. So that's the first 2 episodes. I really am even more invested in this show and I'm loving it. This season 2 seems really fast paced. Things are happening very quickly. Time is going by very quickly. If you have been here, thank you so much for your support. If you like this content, if you like this video, please give me a like or subscribe. It would really help me out. Or you can go watch the full length watch along version on my Patreon, which is in the description. And with that, I'll leave you. See you at the next one. Bye now.